Podcast, WATP.
Alex Stein, who is so in on the Dabbleverse and everything that's going on, brings this up on a very big show with Michael Malice, and I found this fascinating because Alex is riveted by this.
You know, Michael, another sector of the internet you probably are not that familiar with, but are you familiar with like the Steel Toe morning show and the Nick Rekieta wife swap?
Oh, Rekieta, I'm familiar with the whole situation there.
Yeah. So I'm saying, you know, I actually like Nick, and I actually like Aaron and Imholte. I think it's kind of an interesting story. But this wife...
This is what I love about what Alex is doing here. Because when Alex was on Fish Tank, the Sam Hyde thing, he was bringing up Steel Toe a lot, and that was really getting Aaron all revved up. Like, oh, sweet, they're talking about me on Fish Tank. This is so fucking cool. Alex doesn't even know Aaron's actual name. He calls him Imholte. It's not even close. So I love that where, you know, Aaron just can't get a W anywhere, unfortunately.
I actually like Aaron and Imholte. I think it's kind of an interesting story. But this wife swapping thing, it's a weird thing to me that it's so, I guess, prevalent. But they were doing it, Destiny's doing it, and then Steel Toe, Aaron Imholte of the Nick Rekieta stuff, he went to jail and was arrested for sharing intimate images of Kayla Rekieta, Nick's wife. So it's like, that's just not that cool of a thing to do, to share nudes of somebody. That's just, it shows that you're kind of a degenerate. And so now everybody's seeing the true colors of Destiny, that he's not.
Yeah, not cool, says Alex Stein. Aaron Imholte, not cool.
Well, maybe he'll learn one day.
I don't think he will.
I don't think he will.
Because he was in court yesterday, and boy, did Aaron look stressed out in the courtroom. This is from the Steel Toe Boring Show. Someone posted the screenshot. Of Aaron behind his attorney.
That's great.
If I could catch this, it'd be,
how did I get here?
I like the caption. It says, unfortunately for him, this is stress, not racism against the Chinese. Which you can see that, too. So, as I mentioned earlier, yesterday I couldn't watch the whole thing because I was doing a Creep Off bonus show that you should check out because we inducted Woke Dad. I did a fantastic job for once. So it's worth checking out.
Wait, you prepped for the Creep Off?
Can you believe it? And so I didn't get to see the whole thing, but the trial or the hearing or whatever it is, the procedure, went on for 3+ hours. It was supposed to be half an hour, maybe an hour, because they had Patrick Melton scheduled for noon. This one started at 11. And so this just went on and on and on. I think it's going to cost people a lot of money. This is what it looked like if you're watching the Zoom of it. You could see Nick is dressed up like a coke dealer, which probably ill-advised based on his track record. Here's a one that's a little closer. This is Nick enjoying what his attorney is saying quite a bit, giving a big old grin to that. So this is awesome. Now, Doug, do you know anything about this this court procedure from yesterday?
All I know, no. If it has not appeared on your show, I have no idea.
We talked about it on This Little Piggy.
Okay.
Last night. In fact, Lucy Tightbox was on, joined us to discuss this. Mm-hmm. Well, true. I am happy to tell you that my buddy Will Heron wrote an article about it.
Will Heron with the hard-hitting news all the time.
I love it. I love that he's the one always following the toe.
It's great.
Listen to this headline right here. Humiliated former Minnesota morning DJ and boxer Aaron Imholte admits fear of ex-wife's former lover during harassment restraining order hearing.
Oh, that's great.
Is that awesome? Yes. I don't think Will. I don't think Will. Look at that photo. It shows Nick looking cool as fuck, and Aaron just being a spaz. It's so great. You always know the angle of the reporter by the images they choose.
That's great.
In a Zoom court harassment restraining order proceeding, exiled former Rockin' 101 morning personality and now YouTuber Aaron Imholte explained to a judge he is in fear of his ex-wife's former lover. Imholte filed 2 HRO requests, the first against Nick Rekieta, a YouTube law analyst, and his ex-wife's previous sexual partner. The second HRO request was against Patrick Melton, a rival YouTube personality. Melton appeared in person for Imholte's sentencing hearing back in June, where he pleaded guilty to disseminating sexual images of Rekieta's wife. During Friday's hearing, Imholte's defense presented to the court a screenshot of a Nick Rekieta tweet showing what seems to be Aaron's personal internet browsing history. It began with early morning searches on web boards that discussed the sexual relationship between his then-wife April Anderson and Nick Rekieta. After that, erotic adult streams involving a man's wife being shared with another man. Imholte told the court that he could recreate the browsing history, which inadvertently could confirm they were his searches. This is humiliating.
God.
This is what I love about...
Very well written.
I know, it's so funny.
Yeah.
This is what I love about this court case. There's a number of things that I really enjoy about it. Is that Aaron, his superpower is controlling the narrative. So when he goes on his show, he says that he's running everyone off the internet and Nick's scared of him and he can beat him up and he doesn't care and everyone else is a cuck. I'm not the cuck. And then he gets in front of the judge here and all of a sudden he has to admit that he is reading Kiwi Farms and immediately beating off to cock porn.
Yeah.
Afterwards,
you're saying that that's his superpower. Carl, from what I've seen, it would be like Superman's power of flight being I can jump reasonably high.
well, I know, but when you watch his show, that's all he does is gaslight his audience. That's the only thing he can do. He never admits to anything.
Yeah, this is the first time that he has to actually admit to everything in order to have a win for the toe. Right. And it's the most embarrassing possible way to do it because it's literally public record.
Right. And don't let me forget to get back to this first thing that we talked about, where he had to admit that he is afraid of Nick Rekieta, because that's the last thing he wanted to do. He's the tough guy. Yeah. He's the boxer. He's bigger than Nick. He could beat everyone up. He challenged 5 of us to a fight in Vegas, Nick being one of them. So now he's afraid of just little old Nick? That's weird.
Well, like Lucy just said, he has to play the victim if he wants to win this.
And winning this, it won't even help him at all.
No.
Because Nick doesn't want to be within 1,000 feet of him. No. And that's what this is all about.
Right.
Dude, what does this do for him?
What does this do for him? All it's doing is humiliating him and showing what's really going on. All right, let me get back to the article. It says, later in the hearing, Imholte seemed to disagree with his own counsel over how terrorized he actually was by Rekieta. All right, again, a little side note here. So he was being examined by his own attorney and asked, so are you concerned with these tweets that Nick has put out and the messages on Signal that he sent out? Are you concerned that he could be a threat to you? And Aaron's like, I mean, I don't know. It's concerning, and I don't know about that. You know, I didn't like the tweet he put out there. So it's like, no. Aren't you scared of this man? It's like, nah, I mean, I could probably take him. Trying to get a fucking restraining order against this guy. What are you doing?
Your Honor, a moment with my client, please.
Yeah, right. Like Aaron couldn't bring himself to say it because he doesn't think it. It's fake. This HRO is fucking fake. Anyway. Another issue raised by Imholte's defense was sexually suggestive pictures, selfies, and internet browsing history that were put on display during an annual comedic event known as Hackamania. He said those images were private. This was the most fun thing that happened to me yesterday, is as I'm doing the creep off, I look down at my other screen where I'm watching the trial, and there is me and Tukey and Moody and Melton up on the stage in a court proceeding. They're watching us at They're watching this little piggy at Hackamania.
You know you've made it.
This is amazing.
Get used to it, Carl.
I mean, fuck, Tukey's having a little string right now, isn't he? He's in courtrooms. He's on
New York
Post. He's killing it.
He's doing great.
Oh,
He's
boy.
everywhere. That guy's going to get too famous for me. He won't even return my calls anymore. Tukey doesn't text? What's going on? What happened? We used to be cool. Hundreds of people who attended the multi-day event and thousands who saw it online were shown a video that Aaron Imholte created for one of the performers, also YouTube personality Vito Gesualdi, who played at the event. Gesualdi told News 15, I reached out to him and asked him to make the video for the segment. This is great. I love that Will put this in because Aaron was talking about what a victim he is. It's a 3-day event where all they do is make fun of me, and they're showing these, he kept calling them topless pictures of him.
I know.
He kept saying they're topless pictures. Dude, you're shirtless, man. Oh, that was the other hilarious thing. We talked about this on this little piggy. But during the cross-examination, and, you know, he's complaining that we were looking at him with his shirt off at Hackamania, and Nick's attorney goes, have you ever posted a photo of you with your shirt off? And he goes, yeah, but I gave myself permission.
Right.
Oh.
It's one of the more retarded things I've ever
Aaron
heard.
Imholte said yes, but I gave myself permission. Trying to sound smart.
So there.
Yeah.
I always give
I'll show
verbal
you.
consent before I jerk off.
Encouragement is not the same as consent
I should start
in
doing
this
that.
situation.
I never thought of it that way.
All right, so in the video, Imholte seemingly knows it's going to be played at Hackamania and even taunts the crowd. So this is the video that Aaron sent in to Hackamania to be played at Hackamania, which kind of changes things if you're saying that, oh no, these guys are all clowning me and they're so meany. At one point, Imholte addressed Patrick Melton, who was the one hosting the event, directly by putting up a picture of a baby and insinuating Melton was attracted to toddlers. I remember that. I was there. I had to explain that joke to the other guys I was on the show with, Dick and that's right. You know, because they're just like, so wait, that's his kid or something? I'm like, no. What he's saying is, anyway. And then also in the video, Imholte added a scrolling text that read, Hackamania is gay, Nick is a cuck. Imholte's video segment and Joaldi's performance can be found. He puts the link to it. Very nice.
Very nice.
Some watching the Zoom meeting told News 15 that the judge hearing the case seemed frustrated with all the distractions going on during the proceedings and decided he wanted the discussion to take place in private. After the hearing had ended, Nick Rekieta posted on X, I have been ordered to not talk on pending litigation. In June, Imholte was arrested for a second time in under a year for activity linked to his online activity. All right, that's not the best worded sentence, but other than that, great article, Will. do appreciate the work that you do. So yeah, this didn't even get settled. There's supposed to be supposed to be two hearings. There was half of one. And now they're going to set aside an entire day, a morning for the rest of Nick's, and then a whole afternoon for Patrick Melton's, which is going to cost Aaron more money. That can't be good for him.
A lot more money.
I think a lot more money, even though these attorneys can't be expensive.
No.
They didn't seem all that buttoned up, if you ask me.
Can you imagine being a kid and watching like Law and Order and deciding you're going to be a judge and this is the shit that you have to deal with?
I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, this is not the type of court you see on TV.
Oh,
this is so
God.
ridiculous. Because they couldn't pull up links and they were having problems with like, where's Exhibit 23? Like, yeah, we didn't get that. I don't know. I haven't seen it. It's like, all right, let's take 15 minutes to try to find Exhibit 23. There's so many breaks in it and shit. This is really funny. So you saw that the big thing here is, aside from Aaron having to spend more money, and people are saying this is a win for him because it's being pushed off to the future, and Aaron only lives in the present. So the HROs are still under effect, right? So it's kind of like, hey, that's a victory for him. And who knows when this next court hearing is going to happen? We don't have a date on it yet. But I think the humiliation and the costs are a big part of why this isn't a good thing for him. And this is the thing that they were trying to play in court. They couldn't figure out how to do it, which this would have been a slam dunk because during cross-examination, Nick's attorney says, so you're saying that you are afraid of my client, that you're scared he's going to come to your house? Has he ever come to your house uninvited before? Well, no, but he's been to my house before. It's like, yeah, you said you were friends. We know that. But you're afraid he's going to come to your house uninvited and do something? And then they tried to play this clip and they couldn't do it, which is unfortunate.
$5 from Anonymous Fake Dono says, do you have an order of protection against Nick?
By the way, this is May 27th, 2025, almost exactly 1 month before he did file a harassment restraining order against Nick. This is incredible. This guy can't get out of his own way.
His anger during his exchange with Kiki was concerning. If Nick ever showed his face anywhere near me, which he never would, I ain't going to be the one who's going to need protection if he tries to pull that shit. I ain't worried about Nick fucking Rekieta.
Uh-oh. That's going to be a problem, I think.
But the spin that he's going to give on that is the same thing that he's been doing throughout the entire court proceedings. He's just going to say, oh, well, that's what I was saying so that I could seem like a big man on the internet.
Yeah. It's a character.
Right. He even said, this is a quote, Moody wrote it down, when I say trolling doesn't bother me on my program, it's there to misdirect people or to stop trolling. He admitted that trolling bothers him. Like, dude, you're saying all the things you shouldn't say. Why did you bring these HROs, you idiot?
Yeah, he really screwed the pooch on this one.
He started all of this. Could have just fucking left it alone. Nick's not trying to fuck with him in real life. Patrick's not trying to fuck with him in real life. He does not need restraining orders. But his dumb brain went to a place where it's like, they won't be allowed to talk about me anymore.
I mean, I get it. What does he broadcast? 12 hours a day, something like that? You're not going to remember anything you say, but don't take the chance, man.
I know.
That's crazy.
All right, let's
also,
hear.
Also, Carl, I just have a quick question here. I've talked so many times about how I do not watch podcasts. And I've heard this guy talk on yours 100,000 times.
Sure.
How fucking old is this Eddie Munster looking weirdo?
He's 38.
30. Okay, I was gonna say you can tell me he's in his 20s or his 50s, and somehow both sound correct to me.
This what's going on with his jawline and his chin here?
Nick the Worm Rekieta.
It's cartoon-esque.
Yeah. It's like Jim Carrey.
It's so bizarre how he looks. That's how I would draw a face. I'm not gonna draw him.
I ain't worried about Nick fucking Rekieta. Nick the Worm Rekieta. Like I said, if we wanted to save Creator Clash with that card, with that fight, in order to make it fair, round 1, no punching from me. Round 2, southpaw. If he can't get the job done by round 3, I'll put him out of his misery. I mean,
this isn't just like I think I could take him in a fight. Yeah, this is a one hand tied behind my back. Very detailed.
It's very impressive, actually.
Right.
The court will really, really enjoy this.
Dude, this is. I don't think he has a case. I think this HRO is going to get thrown out.
he shows up in my fucking driveway. You don't think that I could make him part of the pavement if he tried some shit?
What's he going to try?
He's such a weird tough guy, too.
I know.
It's so childish the way he's a tough guy.
I am not. You know, one of the
I'll mop the floor with that loser.
wonderful things about knowing how to fight is you don't have to brag about knowing how to fight.
Well, hold on a second. Didn't that just happen? Did he just get done bragging about how he knows how to fight?
Flashback.
Right. What an idiot.
He doesn't look intimidating.
No, he was talking on his show not too long ago about how he hates weightlifting.
Yeah.
So he never does any weightlifting. It's okay.
I know the camera's cropped like mine, but I imagine he's a little bit flabby, perhaps.
Yeah.
Midwest, corn-fed, kind of like doughy to a certain degree.
He's got moves.
The face gives that feel.
I've seen him
You can let
topless.
the reality do the talking. So no, order of protection, couple of things. I'm a public figure. You can pretty much say whatever you want about me.
Oh, boy.
Not great.
Which all these things are fine to say as long as a month later you don't go file a
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Fucking idiot.
And that's
PC?
A lot of rakes being stepped on here.
Yep.
like, again, when your enemy's making mistakes, don't interrupt them.
Oh, I'm sorry. I paused it so many times.
But like, I don't need protection from Nick Rekieta.
Wow.
Felons can't own guns anyway. Hello.
Wow. Unbelievable.
He couldn't have been more explicit about ruining his own case.
I mean, if we scripted it out and made AI say it,
Yeah.
that's what we
It
would have
wouldn't-
scripted. You know, it's crazy.
Who are